Hello BookTube and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with a weekend reads. This is the holiday edition because today is actually Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates. I hope you are having a fantastic day. So far the Hubs and I went to go see his parents. I went to go see my in-laws and his daughter, and so that was really nice, a nice little visit. And then tomorrow we're going over to see my family. My grandmother's doing Christmas dinner, as she's been doing every year. She's 92, God bless her, and she insists on cooking her own turkey and all that stuff, so I'm very much looking forward to that as well. But yeah, other than that, we really are having a very low-key Christmas. We're not doing too much, family visiting, and that's about it. I am actually super excited because this is my first day of vacation for the next 10 days. I don't go back to work till the 3rd of January, so major bonus. I am so excited. I've been so looking forward to this break. I'm really fortunate the company that I work for does shut down between Christmas and New Year's. We are a manufacturing firm, so that is kind of typical. And I mean, some people go in for skeleton staff, like, you know, just in case of emergency. But this year I'm opted out. I've done it the last couple years, so I decided this year to take a break. But I do have my work laptop here that if something happens, I can, you know, check in on that. But fingers crossed everything's good and I can enjoy my week of reading and knitting and watching YouTube videos, which is totally what I have planned because I have the worst backlog of videos to watch. I'm just starting on Vlogmas videos from like the 4th of December. So, you know, I'm about 20 days behind. I've really got to catch up. And Goran's sitting here beside me, and maybe he'll join us again for another video. So what am I reading this weekend? I finished reading my only non-Christmas book last night of the month, which was The Evil Inside by Heather Graham, the 4th book in the Crew of Hunters series. So I've now moved on to, I only have 3 more Christmas books, or 3 more books to read this month to hit my 100-page goal. Or no, wait, I'm lying. I have the audiobook, I have the Nancy Drew book that I'm still reading, so that's one that will be getting finished this week, and he's literally right here. Tail! And, so I have those 2 to finish, and then I have 3 more, so there's 5 in total, but I am now at 95 books read for the year, and once I finished 1 more book, I will hit my goal for the year. But, like I said, I'm trying to get to 100 books. So, whole little explanation. The cat distracted me. Cats are so distracting. So, the book that I just started last night is a Harlequin Blaze novel, One Hot December by Tiffany Rees. This is the 3rd book in the Men at Work series. I've been reading all 3 of these over the last few months. October, November, and then this is now December's. Essentially, this gentleman on the cover without a shirt on is our main hero of the story, and him and the heroine, who he is her boss, had essentially slept together one night after a few drinks at the bar. And he pretty much told her, no, this is not a good idea. I mean, you know, he's her boss, and it would just look really bad. So now that's where I am, is that she has actually just decided to quit this job, and she's going to work elsewhere. For several different reasons. It's not just because of him. But this is where the story is just starting. I'm literally 11% of the way through it, so I'm just starting it, but I should get this done in a couple days. And I just love her writing, and already we've been introduced to one of the characters from one of the previous books. But again, what I love is that you don't have to have read the books before. This is part of a series, but it's more like a companion series, if you will. So Clover from the last book has been mentioned because that's who Veronica, the heroine in this story, is going to work for. So I don't know if we're actually going to meet up with her later in the stories or not, but of course I will let you know for my wrap-up. And I finished Tinsel on audio, which I loved. Sneak peek for my wrap-up, I gave it 4.5 stars. Of course, I'll talk a lot more about that, you know, next week or the week after. But I started my other audiobook for the month, and that is The Chimes by Charles Dickens, performed by Richard Armitage. Really great narrator. So there's the cover. This was free last year for Audible members, of which I am one, of course. So this was the free one, and I think it was like given to us on Christmas Day, which was super cool. I'm kind of excited to see what this year's is going to be, because the year before that, it was The Snow Queen, which is what Frozen was based off of. So this isn't an exceptionally long audiobook. It's about 3.5 hours long. I've got about an hour and a bit left of it. It's not exactly a merry story. It's not I mean, not that A Christmas Carol was, but this one seems even more dark than A Christmas Carol. It takes place on New Year's Eve, and it's about a man who is essentially he's poor, and him and his daughter's supposed to be getting married on New Year's Day, and he, I think, is a porter, whereas, like, you know, he just kind of stands around, and if people have odd jobs for him to do, like delivering a letter to someone or something like that, he goes and he does that for, you know, a couple shillings or whatever. And that's how he makes a living. But the chimes at the church talk to him, which is where the title of the story comes from. I don't know if I like it or not yet. Like I said, it's really dark, and I just think that in my frame of mind in December, December is always such a happy month for me, that to be reading something this dark, I mean, I did read the Heather Graham book, which is, you know, a very dark paranormal romantic suspense novel, but it did have its lighter points, whereas this is just like all dark. So we'll see what I think about it when I finish it. Like I said, I've only got about an hour and a half or an hour and a bit left on it. I should definitely get this done. I am not pushing myself to read it though. I listen to my audiobooks when I'm driving to work, and because I'm going to be off for the next week, I won't be driving to work. So typically I wouldn't necessarily be listening to an audiobook. But my husband still has to work some of the days. So on the back and forth drive, that's when I'm going to listen to this, and I'll have it done by the end of the month. So that's good. Now, if I get close to the end of the month and I haven't finished it yet, I'll just sit down and knit on something and finish it. But yeah, so that's everything I'm reading and listening to this weekend. Like I said, I still have 2 more books, Christmas books, to read by the end of the month, so I'm hoping to get both of them done next week. One is A Christmas to Remember by Jenny Hale, and the other one is Twin Threat Christmas by Rachel McCalla, which is a love-inspired suspense novels, which is a more Christian romance. So we shall see. I'm really looking forward to both of those. So the other thing, like I said, I'm going to be doing some knitting and stuff on my time off, but I thought I'd show you guys what I was kind of working on right now, because one is a Christmas gift, and I'll show you guys that. I have to have this done by, like, tonight. But luckily it's a hat, and I'm on the decreases, so, like, the top of the hat, essentially. So here it is. The pattern is called Aspen, and it is a fully cabled hat. This is for my sister-in-law. If you like my pretty snowflake stitch marker, isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, so I'm on the decreases now. I really only have about 8 more rows to go, and then it's done. And then I'm going to do a big gray pom-pom and stick it on the top, because I kind of like the idea of having a contrasting color pom-pom on the top of the hat. I just think it looks spectacular. So there is that. That's the one thing that I got to get finished today. The other thing that I've been working on, hi Gorn, how are you? He's sitting here just staring at me. The other thing that I've been working on all month is what I am calling, or what I've been calling, my sock yarn blanket of insanity. Sorry, I've got yarn everywhere, and the cat is highly interested in what I'm doing. So what I have is this sock blanket. And what is a sock yarn blanket? Excuse me, not a sock blanket. And essentially what that is minis, like, from socks that, or not necessarily socks, but sock weight yarn that have been gifted to me, that I've bought, all kinds of things. And they're literally just, they're called mitered squares, where you decrease throughout the middle, and then it kind of closes it up like that. For those of you who don't knit or craft, that they're really, really easy to do. So you don't seam these together, you pick up the stitches and then knit your next one, so you're constantly joining to the blanket. But this I've been working on for over a year, and I really, like, I have 127 squares on this. Well, I hadn't picked this blanket up. I have done, like, literally the bottom, and I'm just kind of going back and forth like that on it. I haven't picked this up since August, and I really missed working on it because it's a really easy, mindless project for sitting in front of the TV. So I decided for the month of December, one of my goals was to add a square every day from from December 1st to December 24th. I am on my last square today, my 24th square, so I'm super excited. Well, my last square for the month of December, by far from the last square of the blanket. So I'm working on it now, as you can see. I haven't finished this square yet. Isn't that pretty? It's stripes. So I've added, like, all these squares, and I'm so excited. You can see all the ends I have to weave in. That does take some time. But I absolutely am in love with this blanket. It's going to take me years and years and years to complete, but it's fun, and I do plan on continuing throughout the rest of the month of December on adding a square every day, because I'm going to be off work anyway. So, and once I get the hat done, my knitting that needs to be done will be done. I don't like, I shouldn't say, this is going to sound bad. I don't like knitting for other people. And the reason I don't like knitting for other people is because I don't like knitting on a deadline. I really, really hate it. I like just to be able to, like, do what I want with my knitting. But when I'm knitting for other people, typically it's for a deadline, and that always bothers me. But anyway, I'm only knitting one Christmas gift this year, and it's the hat, and you know, so I'm cool with that. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on. This video is being a lot longer than I intended, and I do apologize. You guys know me, I like to ramble. So this is going to get some more love this weekend, but isn't it, or this week, but isn't it beautiful? I'm absolutely in love with it. Oh, if anyone's interested in the pattern or how to do this, just please let me know. You don't have to do it with sock yarn. If you've got, like, you know, thicker yarn, you can absolutely do it. It just ends up the squares being bigger, and it would take a lot less time to do it. Like I said, I have 128 squares on this blanket so far. I calculated for the size of our queen size bed, I'm going to need 1,600. 1600. I have a long way to go on this blanket. I jokingly call it my retirement blanket, meaning it's not going to be done till I retire, so I'm cool with that. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on. I am going to film another video after this. It's a tag video that I'm going to put up tomorrow on Christmas Day for you guys. I hope you like it. Just a little something fun. But then I have some videos for next week that I plan on filming earlier in the week. They will be my 2017 goals video, and of course my January 27 TBR, which I'm super excited about because I'm doing something a little different and I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a very, very safe and happy Christmas Eve if you celebrate, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Bye.